Hi everyone. In this session we're going to talk about something we call the social media matrix. This is the point in the program where we start to really tie all the pieces together, and you're going to begin to see some really great fruits from all your efforts. So this is where we start to tie together all of your social media properties really for maximum effect. Now we do this so we purposefully move people from one of your properties to another so that you can market to them for multiple channels. And what I mean by a channel is just a different way of delivering your marketing message. So Twitter is one way, YouTube is one way, Facebook is another, and your blog is yet another. And what we're going to do is start to do a couple of things to move people from one of those properties to the other property. And there's a lot of really great benefits to doing that. So if you look at letter B there, it says that people have different sets of friends on each social media property. And that's very true. And so what you're doing by moving people from one social media property to the other is that you're getting access and exposure to their different friend sets across the different social media properties. And if I boil it down to something that's just very easy to understand, what it means is more exposure for you, which is a good thing in the marketing world. Now letter C there says that some people will create a new account just to follow you, and that's very true. And so if you tell somebody from your YouTube channel, if you embed a link there and say, if you want to learn more, go here, and it's your blog, some people will follow that and go to your blog. If you tell them to go to Twitter and they don't have a Twitter account, you would still be amazed at how many people will still follow you to Twitter and create an account on Twitter just to follow you there. So that's the effect that we want to create, because once they go to Twitter and sign up, they're going to immediately want to invite their friends to follow them on Twitter. And so the viral nature of social media comes into play here. And letter D says the secret is that as you move these people from one property to another, you'll begin to pick up some of their followers every time. And again, this starts to build out your circle of influence time and time and time again. And you'll be amazed at how quickly you have people following you, how many people you have added as friends and subscribers on YouTube. So it's really an amazing effect that can occur once you start tying these social media sites together. Now to do this, we're going to be using two really core techniques, two basic techniques. One is called cross promotion and one is called content embedding. And we're going to define those in just a minute. But before we really dig into the material this week, I want to make sure that you understand what the prerequisites are. So you can certainly watch this material if you don't have these done, but you're not going to be able to actually implement it. So the material for this week is all about Twitter, Facebook, WordPress, YouTube, and Digg, and how to tie them together. So you need to have these things set up. Now these were all covered in previous lessons here in the course. So if you don't have those set up and you want to actually implement the stuff in this particular lesson this week, you're going to need to go set those accounts up. Okay, just wanted to mention that to you. Now, there's two important strategies that we're going to implement to tie together our social media matrix. The first one is called cross promotion. Now, to help you learn this concept, we're going to always reference cross promotion and display it as a green arrow. So in all the examples that you're going to see, anytime you see a green arrow, that means that's cross promotion. So let's define cross promotion. Cross promotion is when you drive people from one site to another by posting a link for them to follow. So here's a great example. You might type in, hey guys, I just shared a strategy I used to get a 25% raise at my job last year. See it here. And you put the link, and what that will do is people will click on the link and naturally be taken over to where that URL points. Effectively, you have promoted some content that existed somewhere else, and by providing the link, you're moving them from one property to another. And that's really as simple as it is. Cross promotion. And there's some other advanced strategies you can use to really build up the mystery or the hype around what you're doing, and you can certainly employ those as well to create even more interest in the links that you're promoting. Now the second strategy is called content embedding, and we're always going to reference that with a blue arrow in the diagrams and examples. So what is content embedding? Essentially, it's tying your social media properties together so that if you update one site, it will automatically update the site it's linked to. And so some examples here. Let's say you post on Twitter. Well, through content embedding, that tweet can actually show up on your blog automatically. And that's a great service to your blog readers who will see your tweet stream over there to the right. And it's just another way to make sure all this content is starting to be displayed on your various properties. So example number 2, let's say you post a YouTube video And you can actually set it up so that YouTube video automatically shows up on Facebook as a video on your Facebook page. And example number 3 here. Let's say you write a new blog post and you want a new tweet announcing your new content to be automatically generated and posted on Twitter. That's another example of content embedding. So what you see on the screen now is the Social Media Matrix Master Plan. Now, in this course, this is where we really bring it all together. And so this is a mixture of the blue arrows and the green arrows. The blue arrows are all about content embedding, embedding content from one site within another site. And the green arrows are about cross promotion, sending people from one site to another site by promoting a link. And so if you look on the screen right now, if we start to lay in these properties, this will all make sense for you. So from Twitter, we are cross promoting, or that's the green arrow, to Digg, your blog, Facebook, and YouTube. So in essence, we're using Twitter as kind of the master controller here. Everything goes out from Twitter, and a lot of stuff comes back to Twitter as well through cross promotions. So let's take Digg for example. We're promoting content that we may have found and pointing people to the Digg articles. Also, from Digg, we can point people back to Twitter by putting links in our profile and things like that. Now, Twitter can also be used to move people to your blog by teasing content and telling them if they want to learn more, they can go to your blog. And same thing with Facebook and YouTube. You can point people to those properties within your tweets. Now let's look at the blue arrows, because these are the arrows that talk about content embedding. So we want our tweets from Twitter to be embedded in our blog. Now if we move down to the bottom left-hand corner, we want our YouTube videos to be embedded in our blog. And we also want our YouTube videos to be embedded in Facebook, and we want your blog post to be embedded in Facebook. So right there on one screen, we kind of have the full plan, and this is what we're going to go through this week and show you how to set up a few of these, point you to some resources. And eventually, once you get people to your blog, of course, you want to opt them into your marketing list, and that's a lesson for another week down the road. And then you want to promote products and services to those people who will eventually pay you money for whatever product and service that is. Okay, next up will be cross promotion.